Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Empress Real 1584 The Good Witch. If this is your first time visiting me, I would like to thank you. While you're here, please like, subscribe, and share this channel. By taking this action, you will be helping the channel to grow. Also, take a moment to read my About page so that you can have some understanding about who I am. I will never copy another person's work, nor will I ever copy another person's title. That is because I am authentically me. This work is a part of my bloodline. I thank you for visiting, and I hope that you will return. Please check out my other videos. All are welcome to share his or her story in the comment section below, because your story may be a helpmate to someone else. My channel is a no judgment zone place for healing in some sort of way. If the video does not resonate with you, please do not try to make it fit your circumstances at all. For anyone else and everyone else that can relate to the message, take from it what will help you on your journey towards your happiness in every area of your life. Once again, I am Empress Real 1584 The Good Witch. This channel is all about healing, so let's begin healing together. I hope you're all doing well. I'm about to get into this Taurus reading, and then I will be complete with the earth signs and the water signs, and then we're moving on. I hope everyone is doing well. I sincerely do. Let me go ahead and cleanse this space. You know, I just want to say once again, thank you to everyone that has booked a reading with me. I am truly, truly grateful that you chose me to book a reading with. And I'm glad that you enjoyed your readings. Don't forget to leave me a comment, not on TikTok or Instagram or anything like that, but on my personal webpage. This right here, it don't matter like that. You know what I mean? But for everyone that has had a booking with me, thank you for leaving positive reviews. I told you anytime that we do a reading together, you're going to enjoy yourself. And if it's something that's not going so well in your life, I'm going to walk you through it, because it's all about healing over here on this platform. I am sincerely grateful that you have chosen me to be your reader, to be able to get a reading from me. When I started these platforms, my kids are not little, trust me, they grown. I have 3 in their 30s and I have 2 in their 20s, you know what I mean? And they kept saying, Mom, go on TikTok, go on Instagram, go on YouTube. And I'm like, nah. And my husband was my greatest support. He was like, go ahead, put yourself out there. And I'm like, nah, I ain't ready for all of that yet. I do have some people that I don't like, that I don't rock with like that. And he was like, the hell with them. And I'm like, well, you're right. Hello, how are you? And he was like, he was right. So the channels have been building, they have been growing, and I thank you all for supporting me. The new followers, I get a few every time I post a live. Thank you so much, Relly. Thank you. Every time I post a live, I get a new follower, and I'm truly grateful for that. And trust me, I'm grateful for all of you who have trusted me to have a reading with. I'm truly grateful for that. And listen, each reading is different. Each reading is 100% different. The one thing, and I'm going to have to be repetitive, that's never going to happen on this platform, the one thing that's never going to happen with me, when you book a reading with me, there's no form for you to fill out. There's no questionnaire. It's just straight up pick your date, pick your time, and we go from there. You don't have to tell me anything about you. I just want to know your name. And once you tell me your name, what you want me to address you by, that's where we go from there. And I know that it's important because you have a lot of questions when it comes to your personal life or what's going on in someone else's life. You have a lot of questions, but I ask that you allow me to tell you everything that I hear from my spiritual team. Allow me not to only tell you what I hear, let me tell you what I see. Let me tell you what I'm feeling. Let me tell you everything that I feel as though that you need to know. And then after I get my message out to you, then you have ample amount of time to ask me any question that you want. Thank you so much, Dawn. You have ample amount of time to ask me anything you want, and I'm going to answer you. I'm going to answer you. I met a young lady, and I'm always late. And I tell my family, I said, when I close my eyes permanently, make sure that I'm late for my funeral. I tell them that because I mean it. I want to be fashionably late because I'm like that in real life. My husband does not respect my lateness. He is always on time. He is. And he'll be like, listen, I'm not going to be late for you. You could take the other vehicle, meet me there. But he's always on time. I'm late for everything. And people take it as a disrespect, but it's not. I'll go with my own flow. And that's not the right thing to do all the time. But I did a reading for someone that I met here on TikTok. And she was a little late. So my husband said, how does it feel? And I was like, it don't feel good. And he was like, well, that's what you do. And I was like, okay, I got it. And then I was amped up to do the reading. And I said, I'm going to start without her. I'm going to just meditate over her name. And I said, damn, I like her. I like her energy. And I don't say that about many people. And a lot of people that know me, that's what they'll say. Like, she don't mess with a lot of people. But this particular energy, I enjoyed it. It reminded me of my energy. And I'm like, dang it. And but I was truly grateful to have her to have chosen me to book a reading with. You know, the one story that I always get from everyone that has booked a reading with me, whether they come from YouTube or whether they come from TikTok, they say the same thing. They say, I just found you and I've spent so much money on all these false readers. And I'm like, now you here with the real one. That's why I am Empress Real One. You know what I mean? Now you here with the real one. This has been my life. I've been a psychic since I can remember. But to be accurate, since I was like 4 years old. Medium, same thing, since I was 4 years old. It doesn't come with a pleasant story. In families, it's generational. And sometimes it skips a generation. And man, oh man, when I received my gifts, I was totally afraid of them. And of course, because I was a kid. No one should be in a room with me. No one should be around me. No one should be able to communicate. But that happened. And when my mother informed my grandmother of the things that I was seeing, what I was hearing, thank you so much, Dawn. My grandmother was angry that I had the gift She thought it was going to go to my oldest sister because my oldest sister, no lie, was the good one. We always told my mother she was the only one that she took her vitamins with, right? Because when I tell you my sister didn't curse, she didn't lie, she didn't steal, she didn't drink, and she didn't do drugs. And when she crossed over and took her final rest from the physical flesh, she was 43 and she crossed over a virgin, right? Man, oh man, who could ever wish to have a child like that? My mother was blessed. Not only that, she was super duper intelligent. And even though she didn't have gifts, she helped me through mine. She helped me through mine. She made it easy. She made it comfortable. And I always call my big sister my second mom. But my big sister would call me her big little sister because I'm the baby. But having the gift, ooh, it wasn't easy. Let me tell you. As I told you, some of my family members are religious. Then I have the other side who are not religious. And my family, the blessing is that we get a choice. We get to choose what we want to be, who we want to believe in. Religion is not forced. Some families, guess what they do? As soon as they have a baby, let's go get it baptized. Let's go get it Christian. But you don't even know if your child wants to be any of those things or follow any of those things. However, I taught my children as many religions as I possibly could because I did have the privilege of being able to homeschool. So homeschooling them, I was able to share with them many religions. And I see my daughter just jumped on here. Ask her how many times homeschooling did she read the Bible. Can you put that number up for me? And she knows it from the front to the back, although she's not religious. I don't knock anybody for what they believe in, but I follow the art of free will. There are some people that come up here and they are naysayers. And, oh, you're demonic, you're going to hell. And that's my favorite. You're going to hell. Have you ever been? Have you ever been? Because, honey, I've seen some things. And a lot of people believe in things that are not there. You know what I mean? But that's a whole not another conversation. And I said I was going to have that conversation up here one day. Soon. I'm going to make it soon. I'm going to have that conversation. Is there a heaven and is there a hell? I do want to have that conversation, and I invite my religious people because you're speaking to someone who has closed their eyes before, and I'm here 3 times. Call me a cat and say I have 9 lives because somebody loves me. You know what I mean? I got a whole team. And, I don't really share my experiences because a lot of those experiences were personal to me. But I'll tell you, the last time that I woke up, I knew how to do right. I knew how to be right. I knew how to act right. You know what I mean? I say the same thing. Yes, I know how to do right. And that's because, I'll tell you something quick. When I closed my eyes, my sister met me. And when she met me, she was like, go back. I'm like, no, I want to be with you. She was like, not right now. And I'm like, right now. She was like, you got to go back. And when I woke up, I had this anger in me. And it was the type of anger that's undescribable. I was angry for waking up in a hospital bed. I was angry that I had to feel all over again instead of being with the one that I love. And when I tell you I was in love with my sister, and I still am, a lot of people don't understand that verbiage because people use that verbiage for their significant other. But when I say I'm in love with my mom, I'm in love with my mother, I'm in love with my sister, Not so much my dad. I loved him, but I wasn't in love with him, let me tell you. But my sister and the place where I was at and where I was, I'm not going to go there here on this video, but I want to let you guys know it's so beautiful to have faith. It's so beautiful to have hope. But when you come up here talking about how God is going to send me to hell, I say, you foolish little thing, if you only know. But I said, you know what, I'm going to go further because I want my channel to be more than what it is, than to just do tarot. I wanted to be more. I started the platform as me being a helpmate to someone else who would like to tap in to see if those gifts are in them. And I've had a few people ask me, can you teach a class? Can you do this? Can you do that? And I'm like, we can't do anything until you begin to meditate. That's why I push meditation wholeheartedly onto everyone, because it helps you to connect to who you are, to what you're made of. There's so many people. Why am I here? Why am I living the life that I live? And the answers are right here inside of you. True story. Do you know, and I'm going to keep it real with you because I am a real one. When people do readings, like me, a psychic, I'm just giving you information that you already know. You want me to confirm it. But what I love to do the most is mediumship, connecting to spirits, especially when there's someone who lost someone that was close to them. You think that they're lost, that they're gone forever, and you'll never speak to them again. I'm a channel, I'm a vessel, so I'm love easing the pain of someone else, to speak to your loved ones, to deliver messages, because just as I am talking to you, they can always hear you. They're always near you. And if you pay attention, you'll be able to feel them near you. And depending on how their energy is on the other side, they can move things around and you'll be able to hear them. True story. My mother was a jokester when she was here in the physical, and she loved to do different things, right? I may not have thought they were funny, but my kids did, right? So anytime somebody could chastise the parent, meaning myself, the kids will always laugh when my mother had something smart to say to me, right? Because they knew that that was the one person who I couldn't talk shit to. Wink, wink, because I did talk shit to my mom, but my mom was a real one as well. However, she likes to move things around. She loves to let you know that she's here. She doesn't come in quietly. She's always letting you know, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. And when I need her, Ma, come on. I need you to do a thing for me. And the thing gets done, but I have a whole team. We all have a whole team. And I always emphasize foster children because I met so many people who don't know their mothers, or they don't know their fathers, or they live with their grandmother. They have no connection to parent, or they never met anybody in their family at all. You come from somewhere. You are still attached to a bloodline. So you have family. Whether if somebody wasn't able to be a parent or not for one reason or another, it doesn't mean that you don't have a blood tie to someone. Thank you so much, Dawn. So you're connected. You're connected. We have archangels. Learn them. You should learn about all your archangels because they all represent a different role. There's my favorite is Gabriel, right? But I like to say Gabrielle, and my sister, the one that crossed over, she disliked that. She's like, it's Gabriel. And I'm like, why I can't say Gabrielle? But I used to like to annoy people, as I still do. But that's my favorite. That's my go-to. our Metatron, you know. It all depends on what you need that archangel for, is who you call on to. So it's so important to learn your different archangels. And it's also important to learn your different deities, because there's much more than what we get to see. There's much more than what we get to hear and what we get to read. There's so much more than that. Easy. I like to always take the gentle approach. When my husband and I started talking, I promise you, he was like, I'm spiritual. I said to him, I said, I'm spiritual. He said, me too. I said, okay. Ooh, I could tell him. I said, well, I'm a psychic. He was like, what? I said, I'm a medium. He was like, what? So then I said, I got something even better. I said, I'm going to put you on the phone with my daughter. And he had never met my daughter before, only spoke to her on the phone. And she gave him a reading. He was blown. And I said, well, she get it from my mama, right? And she told him some things that he has never discussed with me. So then I kept feeling dad, 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 dad. My daughter kept picking up dad, dad, dad. And I told him, spend some time with your dad. And he did. He took heed. He took heed. But I didn't know how to tell him that his father was going to cross over soon. And he asked me, did you know? I said, yeah. I said, that's why I told you to spend time with him. And he was like, I want to know everything you know. I said, I've never done that before. And he was like, I'm not everyone. I'm your husband. I said, okay. But it's rules to this. Anything that I tell you, no matter who I say it about, you can't say anything to anyone. I don't care if it's your children, your mother, anybody, no matter what I say, because life has to go on. You can't change, you can't interfere, and you can't alter. Do you think that if I could alter, I would not have stopped my mother from going to sleep in this flesh, or my sister or my father? Absolutely, I would have. Absolutely. So you can't alter. I did alter one time in my life, and I'm going to keep it real, and we're going to get to this Taurus reading. A couple of years ago, my mother's oldest brother was sick in a nursing home. And let me tell you, older people heal slowly, slower. And I went to go see him in North Carolina. Oh my gosh, my family be up here, okay? And my husband and I went to go see him. My uncle, you know how we use those boar hair brushes to wash up in the shower? So boar's hair, you know, is pig hair, which is hard. So my uncle used to wash up with that, and it had scratched him. And when it scratched him, he ended up getting an infection. So he almost crossed over from those brushes that we use, right? I still use them, but I know better than, you know how when it feels real good and you want to go harder and deeper, stop so you don't scratch yourself. But I went to go visit him, and he was at the end of his life. And when you are connected to yourself, many of us, all of us, we have a healing energy, whether to heal another or heal yourself. We get a few. We get a few of those. Thank you so much. So when you get a few of those, if you ever use it, you better make sure that that person is worth it. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I went to go see him. And thank you so much. Thank you for the roses. And when I went to go see him, I used my healing energy on him. And my husband was like, I know what you just did. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I said, what did I do? He said, don't play with me. I said, okay. I used healing energy on him. Do you know, my uncle, he came back home. He left out of the nursing home. He was able to come home, move around again, walk around again. And guess what happened? It was time for him to go then. I wasn't ready. My mom not here. My dad not here. My sister not here. My aunt is not here. So the people that I am in love with, they're gone. Besides my children and my husband. But what I assume to call my lifeline, they're all gone. And my daughter is listening and my husband is listening, but they understand what I'm saying. So then here my uncle is back, and it's time for him to go again. This time, I already knew. My husband said, do you regret what you did? I said, absolutely. Because now he suffers. He suffers because his wife, he suffers because he's still here, 90-something years old. And sometimes when you use that healing energy, you can't use it for selfish reasons. And I was selfish because I wasn't ready for him to leave. But we all have that energy. My husband didn't know about that energy. I said, I want to teach you something. We're on the deck one day, and it was still. I said, you said you're spiritual, didn't you? He said, yes. I said, well, if you had the power to manipulate, would you use it? He was like, manipulate what? I said, nature. If you had the power, would you? If you could. He was like, yeah, if I could. I said, we all can. So I showed him how to raise his hands, energy. You know, when a newborn baby is born, we cover the top of your head so the heat won't release. The energy won't release. We don't want anything negative to touch where that soft spot is. We cover it. That's their crown. Imagine us in the flesh. These are our crowns. A lot of people think this is your crown, but these are your crowns. So always take care of these. This is our crown because it mimics the soul of us, the core of us, our gut. And what is our gut? Our intuition, our feeling, our lifeline, our soul, which never dies. It's for infinity. It crosses over and it moves on. The soul is always there with us, but some people are disconnected from it. And you may say, well, how could I be disconnected from the soul? Because we live in the flesh. Many of us don't live connected to the soul, because if you live connected to the soul, you will be able to hear, you will be able to see, you will be able to touch and feel beyond. So the manipulation of the energy around you, simply, you have to learn how to feel what you can't see. You feel the wind. You can't see it, but you know it's there. How do you know it's there? How do you believe that's wind? Because it may blow your hair. It may brush across your neck. It may shower across the trees with the breeze. You still don't get to see it, but you see the ruffling of it. You see the effects of it. So you capture energy. And you practice doing that until you can actually feel it. So imagine you sit here, whether you're sitting on your bed, you're sitting in a chair in your kitchen outside, you start motioning to be able to feel. And when you quiet the mind, I'm talking to you, but my mind is quiet. And as you quiet the mind, you begin to feel, whether it starts with the back of your hands to the tips of your fingers, you get to feel energy. When you get to feel energy, what do you do with it? You have enough of it, but you just don't know how to use it. So to manipulate, you start with everything that's of the earth. What are you trying to feel? The energy, which is air. And until you can feel it wholeheartedly, those fingers get cold or those hands get cold, and you get to formulate it. I did this with my husband. He was like, damn, I really could feel it. I said, make the leaves move. And he did. And he was like, what the fuck? And I was like, no, it's you. Because you're connected to your soul. When I come up here, as often as I do, I tell you to meditate. It's so important to meditate. People think that meditation is so tedious. It's like the hardest job in the world because people always say, I always have something on my mind. I cannot clear my mind. And you can. But you have to take it step by step. So 2 minutes a day, 3 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, 10, 20, until you're able to grow, to be able to feel comfortable, and you get to hear, you get to feel, you get to see. A lot of times people go into a meditation always wanting. Want. Gimme, gimme, gimme. But sometimes you have to go into a meditation blind and allow them to show you what's needed in your life instead of you thinking you know. We all know we come from a creator. So the creator already knows what we need, what we desire, and what we want. So learn to go in blindly so that they can show you your next steps. So that you will be able to know and deepen yourself into them, whomever you pray to be able to connect. When you start to hear the whispering of a soul, that's going to be you. The whispers of you. You are actually hearing your soul. A lot of us hear the ego, and the ego is the defiant part of us, the rebellious part. You know, that part that tells you, stick your finger in the fire. Yeah, it's going to burn, but not too long. The soul whisper doesn't want to be heard. The soul's whisper of you, it wants you to win. It wants you to be successful. It wants you to succeed. When you're not connected to it, we fall short of things. And then we all want to blame something and someone else besides who we are, what we are, and why. And the why is you. So 2 minutes a day, 3 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day until you can gradually grow to be able to feel comfortable when you are able to be in that quiet place. Because you do need a quiet place, you know? You do need a quiet place. You know, my quiet place, before I meditate, I need some music, right? Depending on what kind of mood I'm in, I need that music. And then I'll turn it off and I'll get still in a quiet place. And wherever your quiet place for you is, that's where it's going to be. Maybe some of you have to wait until the kids are asleep or until your spouse or significant other is asleep. But if you can have a few minutes of quiet time, try to catch it. Try to catch it. Sometimes when I get home and pull in the driveway, I might need 2 minutes in the car, before I walk in. So I can continue to focus on what I'm doing. If I'm in the shower, I have boundaries. I set boundaries because I'm a medium, so I set boundaries for a spirit to see me. I don't want them to see me. However, when I'm in the shower, I always say my mind is open, I'm relaxed. So show me what is necessary. Allow me to hear what is necessary. Allow me to hear. And it's as simple as that, but I'm going to get into that soon. But I want to dive into this Taurus reading. I don't want to keep you here all night, but I want to dive into this Taurus reading. I'm looking for my remote so I can put the camera on the desk. And here we go. Here I am putting on my glasses. I need these things. I need a new pair. Well, I want a new pair. I do. But I don't know what I did with the little remote. And I've been sitting right here. I have no clue what I did with it. So I can move it around. My apologies. I'm going to get to it. Here it is by my coffee. I'm a late night coffee drinker, and it doesn't keep me awake. Some people, it keeps them awake, but we're not the same. We're not the same. We may be similar, but we're not the same. But I'm a coffee freak. But let us get to this reading for the sign of Taurus. I hope everyone is doing well. I sincerely do. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone has had a pleasant evening and a pleasant day. But energy, we all have it, but we just have to learn how to use the energy that's in us. Now, I'm not going to start off with my spiritual news deck for you. I'm going to move this to the side. That's my go-to. I'm always grabbing that first, and that's not fair. It's not, but I have a strong connection to that deck, and I enjoy it wholeheartedly. So Taurus, that earth sign, that bull, some of y'all are stubborn, but just about all of y'all are stubborn. No disrespect, but you know who you are, right? But guess what? People, when they hear about something that's about your sign, they like to throw it in your face. Oh, you're stubborn. Okay, because you're a Taurus. Oh my goodness, Cancers. They're so emotional, but you say it like it's something negative, right? But I don't like to say that Cancers are emotional. I like to say that they have very powerful emotions. Just like Taurus, the bull. We call them stubborn, and yes, they can be, but to whose detriment? Not to theirs. Because their stubbornness, it saves your life. It really does save your life, because they could strike, get back, do what is necessary to sit you down, and they don't. Ooh, they try to hold back. Spirit guides, help me to deliver the most accurate message that I possibly can for the sign of Taurus. Show me everything I need to see. Tell me everything I need to hear. This is going to be a year end for the sign of Taurus, a year end. And I've already done this for all the water signs. Tonight, when I finish with Taurus, I'm done with the earth signs, and then we will be moving on for the year end. Spirit guides, what message do you have for Taurus? How do we get this reading started for Taurus? What does Taurus need to know for this month, December 2025, and their 2026 review? What is going to be happening in Taurus life? That's all we wanted, was that one card, right? But we have, let me put these glasses back on. We have Eternal Center. Isn't that something we were just talking about, the core of us, the eternal center? Guess what? Were we or were we not just talking about meditating? So that means, Taurus, get on your job and handle your business. Begin to meditate. There is a place within me. There is a place within me. There is a place in all of us, and some of y'all are empty, and some of you are not. Some of you are full. The emptiness makes you question who you are. The emptiness makes you feel restless. But when you're full, you don't question anything about who you are because you know. A lot of people don't understand why they are here. What is my place? Why did I have to suffer? Why did I go through so much? Why does this person have more than I do and I'm a much better person than them? All these questions, the answers lie deep within, but you have to know how to connect to it. So, eternal center, the guru. You are the guru, Taurus. I am the guru. We are all the guru of who we are. Meditation is protection, and it's peace. It's protection from us allowing anything negative to seep into the core of us. So still, calm, steady. That's all you need to do. Still, calm, and steady. What does the bull do before it strikes? It's still, it's calm, and it's steady. I'm just saying now. I'm trying to send out some subliminal warnings to anybody that's here that's not a Taurus. I'm just giving you a warning. Taurus, your birthday is from April the 21st to May the 20th. As you already know. Thank you so much. Thank you. You know, Taurus is that earth element. This is the last sign that I have to do to complete my earth signs, right? I did Virgo yesterday, but your ruling planet is Venus. When it comes to your career, that's Saturn. The planet that brings all that love is Mars. And when it comes down to your money, Mercury. And the only reason why I'm calling out these planets is so that you can understand where you need to connect to when you're asking for certain things. Whether it's Venus, Saturn, Mars, Mercury, understand these planets so you can understand your energy of. Now, your planet of health and work is Venus. And when it comes to your home and your family life, that's the sun. Here comes the sun. That's that happiness, because for Taurus, home and family does make them happy, the ones that they love. When it comes to spirituality, their religious beliefs, their mental health, because we all call on someone when we're going through something, right? Some of y'all call on Jesus. I call on the universe, right? I call on spirit. Most of the time, I'm calling my mama, but you should call on Mars. Planet of travel, education is Saturn once again. Now, the totem for Taurus is the carpenter. That means Taurus is all about building in every area of their life. Building financially, building home, building family, building wealth, building happiness. They like to secure the bag. And their favorite colors are earth tones, just like Capricorn, just like Virgo. And a lot of Taurus love the color yellow. That represents the sun. Because don't forget that I told you that home and family for the Taurus is the sun. And that's what's being represented. So the colors that promote love, when they're feeling all that romance, right? And they want to connect to someone in a harmonious way. Red, violet, those are the colors that attracts people to you, right? the colors that promote your earning power, as I said, that color yellow. And I don't know if you can see, but I got a yellow light glaring down for you today. And I can't stand it. Let me find my remote so I could turn on that white light. It's a little brighter. But my daughter was teaching me how to work this light. My husband tried to teach me the other day as well. Listen, I'm not going to front. I don't have the time to pay attention. Or I'm off in la la land somewhere, right? That's what they say. But when it comes to your money, yellow, 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 orange, orange, orange. That's for me too. You know, I'm a Cancer, that orange, right? And your gem, coral or emerald. Coral or emerald. You know, I saw there's a female, right, that has been riding with me since I started this platform. And she's been so loyal to me. I'm not going to call out her name without her express permission. But, you know, I did a reading a while ago, and it was a Taurus that needed a spa day. And this one went and had her a spa day. And I was so happy for her. I saw her going to have her spa day time, and it was beautiful. But, you know, Taurus is the most earthy of all the earth signs. So Capricorns, if you're watching, Virgos, don't shoot the messenger. You know, if you understand that earth is more than just a physical element, that it is a psychological attitude as well. So understand that you will get a better understanding of the Taurus personality when you understand that Taurus is the most earthy of all of you guys, Virgo and Capricorn. A Taurus has all the power of action that an Aries has. That's one of the things that makes them dangerous. I'm just saying, I'm trying to give y'all a warning if you're a cross watcher. But Taurus is not satisfied with action for its own sake. Let me just tell you, their action must be productive, practical, and wealth producing. Taurus loves to make that money, as I tried to tell you. They just want to secure the bag. They want to know that they're always going to be okay. And the people that they love is going to be okay as well. So if a Taurus cannot see a practical value in an action, they will not bother taking it. You ever heard the term, if it doesn't make money, then it just doesn't make sense? That's how a Taurus feels. You know what I mean? That's how Taurus feels. They can use that wholeheartedly. They can use that wholeheartedly. And excuse me a little bit. You know, my daughter told me that I was off a little yesterday. She told me I was a little off today. So, you know, we got to see what she's talking about. But I'm trying to get my bounce back on. If you hear me doing a little barking, that's because I'm getting over bronchitis. But I'm doing good. I feel like I'm getting better. We have, this was the number 25. At the bottom of the deck, let me tell you, we have the number 11. Hello, sunshine. Hello, sunshine. We have be patient. It will come. So whatever it is that you've been asking for, be patient because it's coming. The sun, that's manifestation, that's power, and that's Zen. I'm so glad I had this conversation with you. I am so glad we talked, because if you haven't been meditating, you should start getting to it. And it's not for anyone else. It's for you to just tap in. Tap in. Sometimes you got to wake yourself up and you just got to tap in. Tap in. Wake yourself up and tap in, right? Tap in. But we're going to use a different deck today. We're going to use a different deck. This is the wheel of the year for the sign of Taurus. This is the wheel of the year for the sign of Taurus. Let's see what's going on in Taurus life, what's going to be happening for them. And we're going to start off with December, because we're in December right now, currently. Spirit guides, help me to deliver the most accurate message that I possibly can for the sign of Taurus. Show me everything I need to see. Tell me everything I need to hear. Thank you. To my daughter, can you come down? Can you come down, because I need a different pair of glasses? Listen, a whole bunch of cards just fell. I need a different pair of glasses for this reading. I need for the words to never mind. I'm getting them. I have my daughter in the background watching me. And I had 3 cards that fell. I would put them back in, but I'm not going to do that. So this is where you begin. December, January. This is February. Thank you so much. March. Thank you so much. I had to switch. These work a lot better for me. These work a lot better depending on what I'm using them for. Let's keep going. I don't do reversals, not unless I'm doing a personal reading. If this was a one-to-one reading, I would do a reversal. However, it's not a personal reading. Every once in a while on this platform, you will see me take a reversal only if I'm being led to do so. But I don't like taking reversals because this is not a one-to-one. December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Spirit guides, this is for Taurus. For Taurus. So let us see. December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. And we need one more for December. One more for December. Just one card. Oh, I got more than one, but we'll take the one that's on the bottom. All right, let's get to it, guys. For the month of December, where we are currently, we have the number 14. The number 14 may mean something to someone, but I will call out the numbers. This is judgment. Judgment. So this is someone who is currently, right now in this month, soul searching. Understand that soul searching will bring inner peace to many areas of your life. It's important to soul search sometimes. Often it's necessary, but just don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck on not knowing how to move through or out of a situation. So this month, you're soul searching, contemplating your next moves, what you should be doing for 2026, thinking about your 2025, if it was productive or not. The real word for you, Taurus, if it was lucrative or not, right? Because you're all about that money. So you're really looking back. Was 2025 wasted? Could I have done more for myself? Should I be in a different position than where I am currently? So right now, you're soul searching the month of December because you're moving into 2026. So the number 14 in numerology represents the meaning of new beginning and positive changes. It is a special compound number made up of 2 individual numbers, the number 1 and also the number 4, each with its own unique symbolism, energy, and potential meaning. The life path of number 14 includes confidence. I don't know too many Taurus people who are not confident, but confidence, determination, leadership, creativity, resourcefulness, connection to the spiritual world, charisma, connection to the spiritual world, connection to the spiritual world, connection to the spiritual world. Listen, I got to be like that CD that got a little scratch in there that keeps skipping and being repetitive. Yes, connection to the spiritual world. That's what meditation does for you. And that's for somebody, hint, hint, connection to the spiritual world. Charisma. So your primary goals are to be a teacher of the constructive use of freedom. There's someone here that should be teaching freedom. You know, it's so hard for me to dive into this because I know we got people all over the board who believe in different things. So we know that religion is not free. Let me just say that. I'm going to try to do it in the nicest way. Religion isn't free because with religion, you got to pay those tithes. Oh, you got to throw in those offerings. It costs. It costs to go to church. You know, they said you got to help keep that electric bill going. You got to help keep the roof over the heads of the churches. Although we know that most churches don't pay taxes. I'm just saying. But the preacher need a new Cadillac. Maybe that Mercedes because they grew up out of the Cadillac world. And I mean, no disrespect, but freedom. There's someone here that should be teaching freedom. Because in the spiritual aspect of things, everything is free. Everything is free. The air that we breathe is supposed to be free, not unless you're on life support and they make you pay for oxygen to keep you alive, to keep those brain cells circulating. I'm just saying, my mom was on life support, so it cost. You know what I mean? It cost for her to have air. Let me tell you. Free is water. But we know that water is in all the land under the ground. If you have family that live deep in the country, most of them have well water in their yards. I don't care if you live in an apartment complex. You dig deep enough, there's water under that apartment complex because the world is primarily water. So water surrounds all of us, but yet we pay for it. However, you know what's free? Your soul. It should never be for sale. I don't care how desperate you become. It should never be for sale. That's why people make offerings for other people's soul, not theirs. I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it real. Some of your favorite stars, they didn't offer their souls, but they passed on somebody else's. I'm just going to keep it real with you because that's what we do around here. But the number 14, with you soul searching, there's somebody here that should be diving deeper into their spirituality because you were meant to teach, to share wealth, because knowledge is wealth. So the more you learn, the more someone else has learned. The more you grow, that person will grow. So to each one, teach one. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. So now we're going to dive into January. January, we have unity. This is the number 34. Flip it and reverse it. The number 43 is one of my favorite numbers. So remember that number the next time I do a giveaway. Unity. There's someone here that's in a relationship right now. And it's a deep connection. This is unity. It's a deep connection. A time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You radiate and attract great love. If you're single, guess what? You radiate and attract great love. If you're in a relationship, Taurus, guess what? Your person knows that you radiate and you attract love because guess what? You keep their juices going. Every time they see you, they see nothing but love. They see nothing but beauty, and they are greatly attracted to you. If you are single, someone is going to see you just like that. Here we are, December, January. February, now you need to beware. Don't you hate that when this card comes up? Beware. This is the number 3. This is beware. So why does Taurus need to beware? Be careful who you trust at this time. December, January, and February. You know why? Because jealousy surrounds you. Now, in January, you and your person are getting along. Everything is going great. They are truly in love with you as you are in love with them. If you're single, you're going to be meeting someone that is going to feel this way about you over time. However, do you know people are watching y'all? They hate your happiness, right? They hate your happiness. They hate if you hold your person's hands. They hate your happiness. They hate if you smile at each other. Beware. The number 3, you need to beware. You know, of the people who fake like they support you. They fake like, oh, I'm happy for you. But the card simply says, be careful who you trust at this time. The number 3 is all about creation, manifestation, and abundance. So let me tell you what's going to happen to their hate. You're going to continue to meditate to manifest your desires. Them hating is going to bring the two of you closer together. And it's going to bring you so much abundance. Now, for my Bible thumpers, y'all know what I always say. Anytime I get this card, when somebody is jealous, when someone is envious, when someone is just hating on you because they feel that low about themselves, the Bible says that they will make your enemy your footstool. With this card, the number 3, with all that hate, it only brings you closer together. You're going to continue to smile. You're going to continue to be in love. And you're going to continue to rile up their juices. So that brings in so much abundance. And this person or these people, they're just going to watch the growth inside of you. Let's see. Trying to read this. This is, oh my goodness, I can't see. The last 3 months of this year have been focused on myself. That's the best thing. That's the best thing, is to focus on self. And then Dawn, yes, Dawn resonating. Dawn, don't tell me that you were all this jealousy. With all that jealousy, right? It's sad. It's sad. Whomever this number 3 is, these people that you need to be aware of, sometimes they come as family. Sometimes they come as friends. Sometimes they come as co-workers. But it's a shame that somebody just can't wish you well. That the hate is that deep. But guess what? Their hate makes you grow. Their hate brings you abundance. So we have December. This is judgment. You're soul searching at this present time. You're soul searching, reflecting on the past, going back over 2025, what has been going on. Here we are in January. We have unity. February, oh, so much jealousy and envy. But guess what? Not to worry, because this hate is just going to send abundance your way. Listen. December, January, February, March. March, if you're not married, you're going to be headed to marriage. You remember unity, if you're single, you're going to meet someone that is so attracted to you that they're going to want to move fast. If you are already in a relationship, listen, this person is not going anywhere. This person loves you. They adore you. This is their greatest love, to be honest with you. But we have the marriage card. So I could be speaking to someone that is married, or you're headed down that aisle. But we have marriage. And you are attracting emotional fulfillment and emotional love. See, let's go back to December, the judgment. Let's go back to how secure your relationship is. And if you're single, how secure your relationship is going to be. Now let's go back to these I have to say it properly. And I mean no disrespect, but these bitter bitches, let's go back to them. With them being so hateful, so envious, that brings you so much abundance. Now we have marriage. The bond that you and this person have, or the bond with the person that you're going to meet, is going to be unbreakable. So you are attracting emotional fulfillment. See, it's one thing to say that you love someone, but to be connected to them on an emotional level, on a soul-to-soul level, and I don't mean as a soulmate, but someone that you connect with to the core of you as they connect to you to the core of them. But this is emotional fulfillment. This is unconditional love. So the bond can't be broken. The only way that this bond can be broken is by your hands, Taurus, because your person isn't going anywhere. And if you're single, the only way that you can break the bond between you and whomever it is that's coming in is going to be up to you, Taurus. You. Because your person is going to be that energetically connected to you. You know, so let's go back to December, January, February, March, April. April, we have the number 7. This is cracker, right? So when you look at cracker, when you see fireworks, you look at them as being positive, right? So positive energy surrounds you, love, joy, and good fortune await. Listen, I love when this happens because these bitter people, let them watch. Let them continue to watch. That's all they can do is watch and talk and watch and talk and be miserable and be miserable and be miserable. Because guess what? You surely aren't miserable. Your person surely isn't miserable. But these people are miserable. And let me tell you, you're starting off in a wonderful way, Taurus. Look, this cracker, this number 7, represents fullness in life. Can we say that again? The number 7 represents perfection. Now, we all know that there's no such thing as a perfect person. There's no such thing as a perfect relationship because who doesn't go through their ups and downs? But it's how you handle them. It's how you handle those ups and downs and those changes, right? Love changes, let me tell you. So 7 is also a number of intuition and spirituality, just as well as mysticism. This is someone having that spiritual enlightenment, diving deeper into their inner wisdom to the core of who they are. And that's when they dig into their strength and their psychic ability. So when you see the number 7, your guardian angels are simply telling you that you are on the right path, Taurus. You will overcome any obstacle, these bitter bitches. Your angels are happy with your choices. Continue to protect your present path, and you will be rewarded. You know how you protect you? Sometimes you have to learn how to keep your mouth shut. Sometimes when you share your happiness with a person or people, because you trust them like that, you respect them like that, you are informing your enemy. So there's someone who doesn't wish you well, as we can see, but it's not going to stop your shine. It's not going to get into the way if you're in a relationship between you and your person. And if you are meeting someone and when you meet them, nothing is going to get into the way of that because the relationship is between you and your person, not you, Mary, Sue, and Jane, and Dick, and Harry. So even your happiness, although you may want to share, keep it between you and your person. Nobody needs to know how things are going, how you're doing, how your person is doing. Nobody's business is nobody's business. Your business is your business between you and your person. So, December, January, February, March, April, May, we have the number 15, which is the key. So Taurus, you have a key. You know, when we get that key, I get excited. You should get excited because that's a new beginning. That's a new direction, whichever way you want to go. Those are new adventures. New adventures await you for those who are ready to take that leap of faith to move forward from the past. Here, you stood in judgment. You reflected on your 2025, whether it went well or not. Guess what? It's almost over. Let it go. Now we're moving into 2026, and you have a key. This key is a beautiful key, let me tell you, because this key opens many doors. You can use it anywhere you need to go, but that new beginning is yours. We are an author, and we have the power to create. We have the power to write our own stories. Nobody needs to write your next chapter but you. That's why it's so important to meditate so that you can manifest your desired outcome. What do you want to do? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? The number 15 simply means that your angels are letting you know that positive changes that either need to be made or already are on the way for you. This could be in relation to your health, prosperity, or other positive outcomes. The key, what positive outcome do you desire? When you figure that out, use that key to unlock as many doors as you possibly can. When I was growing up, we had this key that was a skeleton key, and every door in my mama's house had to be unlocked with a skeleton key. Guess what? You couldn't go get that skeleton key copied, made, or anything. Guess who had the key? The owner, the boss, the one that paid the mortgage, the one that paid the bills. This key is in your hand, Taurus, and you have the power to use it to open any door that you desire. Now, I wish I had that key. My mother would hide that key. Let me tell you, my mother would hide that key. I live with a petty woman. Woo-wee. One time I asked my neighbor if I could borrow their key, and my neighbor said, "You better not be getting me in trouble with your mother." I said, "Well, she locked my bedroom door." And she was like, "Well, why did she lock it?" I said, "I don't want to get into all of that. I just need the key before she get home from work." My neighbor let me borrow the key. Do you know that key did not fit? So every house was not created equal. So every key, excuse me, is not created equal. But where you put that key is the door that will open. And this key opens many doors. It belongs to you, and you. Nobody else. It belongs to you. So know that you have the key to change your life, to go in a new direction. If you don't want to be in the same place, you don't have to be. You don't have to be in the same place. You can move forward. Here we are, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. Excuse me, my apologies. We have, no disrespect, these bitter bitches again. And now we have this snake. Now, what does a snake do? It sheds its skin. The number 28. So your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path. Just be careful. Be careful of the snakes. Know how to recognize them. You know, I had a conversation with my husband, and I asked him what was a person's favorite color. And he said, "I don't know what anybody's favorite color is." He was like, "I would have had to pay attention to know." I said, "Well, I know what people's favorite colors are. My mother, my sister, da 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 da. He said, because you paid attention. I didn't pay attention. That means I didn't care enough to pay attention. He said he was into self. Listen, you need to pay attention. This snake is poisonous. You know, there are frogs that are poisonous as well. So be careful, because this is someone that hates that you're winning. This is not one person. This is multiple people. So you have the frog, and now you have the snake. Now this snake will smile in your face. But you know how the song go. They're backstabbers. December, January, February, March, April, May, June. Here we go. In July, the number 21. We have a full moon. We have that moon energy. This is the number 21. So pay attention once again to your intuition at this time and move ahead confidently. This card, same thing. Pay attention to your intuition. So you're going to know who your haters are. You're going to know the people who you can trust versus who you cannot. But with the number 21, pay attention to your intuition at this time and move ahead with confidence, because no matter who this poisonous frog is or who this poisonous snake is, guess what? They can't stop you. You know, my family is from the deep South, right? We from North Carolina, and we go even deeper down to Florida, where you can't do nothing but jump into the water and swim across wherever you're going to go, and hopefully the sharks won't get you. But when we encounter a snake, we chop the head off. And know what we do with the head? We throw the head in one direction and the body in the other, because the old folks say that the snake can join and merge back together as long as the sun is up. When the sun goes down, the snake will die. When does the moon come up? At night. So guess what? These people will be removed out of your hemisphere. But even though you know that the universe is not going to allow someone to come in to hurt you, they're telling you to be mindful and to still pay attention. Trust your intuition and you will know. So now we have December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Here we are, August. Oh, that's strength. This is the lion. This is the number 16, the lion. That's that Leo card. Harness the loyal and protective aura of the lion and charge ahead magnificently in a wonderful way. You can't be stopped, no matter with all this jealousy that you and your person are receiving, because you've been with your person for so long now, or you met someone and you're just happy. Some people, they feed off misery. And misery is not your company. Do not entertain the clowns, let me tell you. Now, I do this for the people that join in the middle, but we have December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. We have September. Now, this is the plane. This is the number 26. You may use that key and plan a vacation or go on a vacation, but a journey is indicated. Either physically or metamorphically, your life will become full even more. So understand that these people can't stop you. You don't see them. You know what? It's a waste of time for you to even put on your glasses, right? To see what's wrong with them. My grandmother would say, what ailed them? I swear. She'd say, what ailed them? Where I'm from, we'll be like, what's wrong with them? She'll be like, what ailed them? That means what's wrong with them? What's wrong with these bitter people? Misery just likes company, and you don't want to entertain the clowns. You have to allow them to have that behavior on their own. December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Here we are, October. October, we have flowers. The number 11, we have nothing but flowers here on this board. Flowers. Be generous because success and emotional fulfillment are yours. And what brings Taurus people emotional fulfillment? Their money, their family, their home environment. That's where they feel most fulfilled. Their bank accounts are full because we know they're going to work hard. And if they have to, 2 and 3 jobs, yes, they will. But you shouldn't have to. And you don't need to with this key. But everything that you desire is yours. You can have it. You have to learn to meditate. Begin to meditate. Stop brushing it off, putting it to the side and saying, I'm going to do it tomorrow. All it takes is 3 minutes a day. You don't have to do it every day. Then the day after, 5 minutes, and work your way up. You meditate as long as you need to. People think that you got to meditate for 30 minutes to an hour to 2 hours. No, you don't. It's just you connecting to whomever you pray to. Soul to soul. Opening yourself up to be able to hear the world around you. Let me tell you, I can hear my name being called in rooms that I am not in. And my husband used to say, if I had those kind of gifts like you, I would let people know. I said, I'm not going to do that. He said, you're different. He said, if I had those gifts, I would let people know. And I said, for real? I said, for real, you would? And he was like, yeah. And so I did. And so I did. But in a positive way. In my positive way. You know what I mean? In my positive way, I did that. And they said, you heard all that? You know all that? I said, I know what you said, where you were sitting when you said it. I know what the other person said, what their response were. And my husband said, how did that make you feel? I said, good. I said, good. But I don't do it often because I'm not unintelligent to let my left hand know what my right hand is going to do. You understand? But sometimes you got to play the fool to beat the fool. And that's what you got to do. But I'm telling you, don't even play with them. And you're so stubborn, Taurus, you don't like to play much anyway. I'm just saying. So now, here we are, back again. December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Here we are in November. So what is November looking like for you? 2026, what have we been talking about, Taurus? The number 1, abundance. Look at all that celebration going on. So, lucky times are ahead of you, along with good news, success, and prosperity. And that's all that we saw here. So know that your 2026 is amazing. Besides a couple of people that you don't need to worry about, be mindful of them. You have nothing but success. 2025, you're walking out of 2025 being full, ready for this 2026 adventure. Nothing but abundance, nothing but happiness, which is leaking into your 2027. So that abundance is yours all the way from the beginning and going into your 2027. So now we're back in December. This is that number 9. Y'all know the number 9 is another one of my favorite numbers. But this is that eagle spirit, the number 9, December. You will soar towards your destiny with greater clarity and strength because you've been meditating. You know how to call in what you desire, what you need, what you want. you get to call it all in, knowing without doubting that you can have whatever it is you desire. And I know my daughter is watching, and she's like, Ma, stop saying it. She dislikes when I say it. You can have anything that you desire. You won't get everything, and that's a true story. You won't get everything. $10. You can say to the universe, I need $10. I need it right now. So the universe is saying, I hear you. I'm going to grant you what you need. And the universe says, I'm sending you 8. So do you cry? Do you be miserable? Do you pout? No, not Taurus. Taurus is like, I'm good with that $8. $2, I know how to get it. I know what I need to do to get it. I'll put in an extra hour at work. I'm just saying, they know how to be creative, to have what they desire. The universe is never going to let you down. I tell everybody you can have anything you want, but you won't get everything. So don't sit there thinking that you're going to get everything. Every once in a while, you will get everything. Every once in a while, you'll get everything. But sometimes you won't. But you have to be grateful because it's more than what you had. You have to be grateful. And I'm going to clarify this reading. We have the bottom of the deck. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I need to be going to Hawaii, right? But we have that unicorn spirit, that number 33. The unicorn spirit, success, hope, freedom, healing, and magic are all available to you if you just believe. If you just believe. I don't know if I should touch this. I don't know if I should go any further. And I don't think I will. I don't want to touch this. Now, I thought Capricorn, Scorpio, this is the best reading. I thought Pisces, but this is the best reading. And Cancer almost made me pass out because I don't read for myself often. Every now and then I'll say to my daughter, can you give me a reading? And it's like pulling teeth with her. I promise you. And then she'll give in. And I got to pay her. And she's up here watching. I got to pay her, right? But let me tell you, and that's only fair. But when I did the Cancer reading the other day, I had to put myself in it. I had to jump in. I'm like, I want this. I want some. I got to claim this too. I was all in. This reading right here, I'm all in too. We family, right? We're a soul tribe. I would clarify this reading, but I don't want to touch it. It's a beautiful reading. This is the best one that I've had. And I mean no disrespect to any sign that I have done thus far. Facts. Let me tell you, I don't want to touch it. It's beautiful. I mean, there's no other way to go but up. There's no other way to go but success. And everything that we spoke about before I started this is just trusting yourself, trusting the core of you, connecting to the soul. This frog, this snake, ooh, they easy. Now, the frog was a little different. Growing up, visiting my grandparents and staying with them out in the country, they used to say, don't pick up those frogs, you'll get warts. If the frog urinates on you, you'll get warts. So it would make the kids afraid to touch the frogs, to mess with them, because nobody wanted warts. The snake, we had some poisonous snakes in North Carolina, let me tell you. And we knew how to get the shovel. I'm just saying. We knew how to take the head off and put the head over here and the body over there so it wouldn't connect. I know a lot of you like, a snake won't connect. If you come from where I come from, Ooh, you'll be surprised to see the things that I saw growing up. Let me tell you, you'd be surprised to see the things that I had to grow up. What would traumatize some of you? Ooh, people lucky I'm not a basket case. I grew up with a great aunt that was a root worker. Grew up with another great aunt that was a root worker. And let me tell you, don't think of it as something negative. Everybody came to my aunt for healing, 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 healing. And that she did to many people. And in some of your newspapers, some of your museums, same thing with my great-great-grandfather, same thing. But me, I don't worry about folk. You can't worry about this snake or this frog, but be mindful of them. Know that they are there. Don't be so blind that you invite the snake into your house or that poisonous frog. Don't be so blind. A lot of people think that they got that Jesus Christ power, meaning that Jesus Christ knew that he was going to be betrayed by Judas. Not unless you got those kind of powers, you shouldn't want to break bread with your enemies. And it's not hard to tell who your enemies are. Me, I don't want to break bread with my enemies. I've seen some things done to folks that I'm like, what they do? Why that happened? Why somebody want to get them like that? Because my aunt was called the cleanup woman. And people would come to her to be fixed, to be healed. That's how she worked the room. She healed many. And but you don't want to dive into any of this with jealousy. Sometimes it's as simple as you stepping in something. You eating something from somebody. Nobody could come to my home and bring me a cake. I'm a big girl. I'm greedy. I'm never so hungry to eat from somebody's plate. If it ain't made here in my face, I don't want it. I'm never that hungry or thirsty at all. Taurus, just be mindful. Be mindful of this. It's more than one person. I'm just going to say it's more than one person. So be careful. Keep your eyes open. And I don't want to touch this. I could go and do another deck, but I think we got enough right here. I sincerely do. We got enough right here. We do. We got a lot right here. But I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'm going to do a money reading for you guys tomorrow. I'm going to come in for a money reading with you tomorrow. Let me tell you. But I thank you, everybody that sent me a gift. I thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody that sent a gift. Everybody new that's here that started following me. Thank you. And to everyone that has been following me, thank you for returning. I am truly grateful. I'm truly grateful. I'm going to get this video on my YouTube platform immediately. And then I'm going to put a couple of clips on this TikTok or put the full video on YouTube. Tomorrow, I guess we didn't move on to another sign. But I'm going to come back because I want to see what your money looking like. I want to see what your money looking like because they said you're going to have a lot of abundance, and I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. So I want to see what your money looking like just in case. If I need to phone a friend for $1. But I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch. I send to you all nothing but love and light. You heard me barking. I'm almost done with my medication for this bronchitis, but I haven't been taking it. And my husband, every night, you took your medicine? But I'm not like a pill popper. You know, so I'm trying to work it out. I'm doing the best that I could do. I'm doing the best that I could do. So I don't like coughing up here at all. But listen, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't do nothing what people may consider fun or they need a little crutch. I don't do none of that. This just me. You know, people be like, what you smoking? This me. Girl, what you drinking? No, this me. This me. And listen, I don't want no pill. I'm trying my best. I'm almost done. And every day I say to my husband, do I sound better? And I know he getting tired of me saying that. Am I coughing less? And I went outside today. I moved around a little bit, went out with my daughter. And she was like, you need to go home. I'm like, for real? What am I doing wrong? But I will be back tomorrow. We're going to dive into your money. I really want to be nosy there. And for all the other signs, I'm not doing this for y'all. I'm not diving into your money. Off camera, I might dive into my own, but I'm not diving into anybody's money. I'm just going to do this for Taurus because I wanted to stop them where they were at. I think enough said. Enough was said. I mean, I don't think you can do better than what just transpired here. Besides, a couple of jealous people coming in. And those are their problems that they have to work out. But jealousy can be dangerous, you know, so just be mindful, be careful, keep your eyes open. I keep like 3 pair of glasses around me. I'm always looking at everything. True story. But I send to you nothing but love and light. Good night. About to jump in the shower, get in the bed. I popped some popcorn earlier, and it's fat girl popcorn. I got garlic parm on it. I got butter, salt. My daughter be trying to give me the Himalayan salt, and I know it's the right thing. But I use that devil salt, that pure white. I need that. You know, the little girl with the umbrella. I need a little bit of her sprinkled on. So that's what I'm about to eat after I get out the shower. But I send to you nothing but love and light. Taurus, I will be back. We're going to do a money reading. We're going to do a money reading. And I'm so nosy. I want to dive into these bitter people. So we're going to dive in a little deeper. I want to dive into that. So we're going to do that too. But as a matter of fact, I think for Taurus, I'm going to open my live up. Let's do that. Let's do it that way. I'll do a pull a card for Taurus. I'll open it up. I learned how to do it now. I didn't know how to do it before. I'm not computer literate at all. I'm not a phone person, but I'm learning. So maybe we'll do that for Taurus for tomorrow. I'll open up, you know, the live to whereas, you know, people could join in. But it's for Taurus only. It's just going to be for Taurus. That's it. And I know if you're not a Taurus, for real, it's going to be for Taurus only. And I'll take the first, I don't know, I'll make it and I'll post it on the front of my page. I'll do that. Every once in a while, I do that. So I'll do a one question and I'll open it up for one question. And we'll do that for Taurus, but I'll post it tomorrow what time that I'll be back. But I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch. I send to you nothing but love and light. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for your time. That's the only thing we can't get back is time. We don't get to redo. We don't get time back. But I send to you nothing but love and light. Good night. Thank you.